Welcome to Brown Girls Can, the podcast where black and brown brilliance meets real talk. This podcast is your safe space to be seen, heard, and of course, celebrated. I'm your host, Shateria, the founder and visionary behind the Brown Girls Can brand and movement. Every podcast episode, we're gonna laugh loud and dive deep into the stories, careers, and bold dreams of women who are redefining what's possible. Let's get into today's episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Brown Girls Can, the podcast. Y'all know me by now. I'm your host, Shateria, and today, y'all ain't ready for today. Like, I'm so excited to have Miss Cassandra Tucker.
Thank you.
Wow, it is such a blessing.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Y'all know before we get into the episode, we always cheers to a great episode. And today we have Stella Black, the mocktail. So we're going to cheers, and then we'll get into all things divine purity.
Yes, I'm ready.
And we cheers with our Brown Girls Can
Yes.
glasses.
Oh, this is good. Mm-hmm.
I like it. So first you brought me some goodies, which I love me a goodie. Y'all know when I went to New York, when I went to Atlanta and I interview other women, I always take me some goodies because goodies make everything just
Great.
yes, they make everything just good.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, thank you. Divine Purity.
Divine Purity.
So, these are not in the bottles that they will end in. Can I put this on the table?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I got adventurous and created perfume. I'm not really sure. Like, God deals with me in a different type of way.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just obedient. Like, whenever I am told to do a thing, I do that thing.
I love it.
And it doesn't have a rhyme or reason. But as I was sitting back and I was thinking, as I'm ruffling this paper, and you could hear it really well.
It's okay.
I was thinking about the fact that when I was a little girl, my grandmother used to always have like Avon
Yeah.
perfume. She had the powder. She had everything. I think one of them was exclamation and one of them was something else.
I just remember Skin So Soft.
Well, everybody remembers Skin So Soft because
That's
that's
the
the
only one I
mosquito
remember.
stuff. You know, everybody walking
Do
around
they still
smelling
sell
this.
it?
They do still sell it. Yeah, but I make my own, so much for that.
Right.
And so I came up with a Cadence and Halo, and they are so very special, and they're my own blends, and I know for a fact that my grandmother would be proud. This in
Aw.
Avon, this is like
Cassandra.
Cassandra's, you know what I mean? So, as I told you before, you get to smell these in real time
I'm special.
and experience them before the preview, which is at Boom on the 17th, and I'm excited, which is my grandmother's birthday, by the way.
I love it.
There's a reason why I chose it. So I can't wait to see what you experience. I'm going to spray one arm
Okay.
with one,
Okay.
and then another one with the other.
Okay.
And then throughout the show, I want you to smell your arm and see how it changes over
it
time.
changes.
It will. What it starts as is not what it finishes as. Okay?
Okay, y'all.
All right. So your first.
Y'all just have to take my word for it out there until you
Okay.
get to smell it for yourself.
And this is the thing. I want you to be completely honest. If you don't like it, you'd be like, this ain't for me.
Okay.
But
I
if you
will be.
love it, I need you to love it. So this arm is Cadence.
Mhm.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. And this one is Halo.
Now, what notes are in each of them? You don't know? I mean, you don't know. You don't want to tell us.
I would rather wait. And I mean, you can guess, but I would rather wait to the preview to actually tell the notes.
Yes, cadence. Well, this won't air until
after. Okay.
Cadence. It smells like florally.
Halo. That one.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
It smells florally to me, and then this one smells more citrusy, more fruit.
Okay. We'll see what happens in a few minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
So tell us about how you got into Divine Purity, like, all the things.
So Divine Purity, what it started as is not what it has finished as. I kid you not, and I am forever pivoting, as time goes along. So Divine Purity originally started as a mentoring program for young girls. And the name of it was Divine Purity. It was basically me going into the middle schools and mentoring young girls how to keep themselves to themselves in a different type of way, like for them in a sacred way, not just because you're not supposed to, but guard yourself in a way because you're valuable. Mm-hmm. Well, I went through that, and then from there, I learned that wasn't my lane. It was not where I needed to be. So Divine Purity went underground for a while. So I started doing my hair naturally. Like, I cut all my relaxer off. So I did the big chop. Like, this was back in like 2009 that I did the big chop. Uh-huh. And I had started making my own products already then, but I wasn't selling them at all. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't my goal to even sell them, to be honest with you. And I went to a natural hair show. There was this girl that I followed, and she was really big in the natural hair industry, and I had access to her. Excuse me. I had access to her, and what it taught me is that there was a lane for what I was doing already. Mm-hmm. And so I eventually started selling the natural hair care products. Well, you're going to hear a lot of pivots, okay? Well, from there, it was just like my kids were young. They were in school, and I was working full time. And, during that time, you had to have your twist outs. You had to have wash day. You had to do the bentonite clay treatment. You had to do all these things all the things, in order to make your product appealing to the people that was going to purchase them. Mm-hmm. Well, my lifestyle wasn't conducive to that. It was like, I'm trying to go to a basketball game because this one got something going on. This one got something going on. And it was like, no, this isn't for me. And so what I took from making my own hair care products, I learned along the way that the same products that you can use on your hair, you can use on your skin. Mm. And I pivoted. And it has been great since, with major not major, but little shifts along the way that made me feel naturally me. Because the journey was I thought the journey was about other people, but I've done so much healing within myself since I've started my business. Mm-hmm. And I don't even feel the same way that I did. And each time, like, the way that I view it is with each pivot, it's like putting on an outfit. And you're like, no, that don't fit no more. Yeah. And it's time to go and do something else. And that is what Divine Purity has morphed into, and it is really a testament of my healing journey along the way.
So tell the people who may not know what Divine Purity is, what all that encompasses.
Yeah, so Divine Purity Aurapothecary, we are a self-care wellness brand, and so we mostly deal with fragrances by way that really help you dive into your emotional state. So it normally reminds you of something, or something like that, there's something called the olfactory system where they say that your sense of smell is directly um, related to your emotions, right? And so we have found a very specific way in tapping into that, but it comes in different modalities. So we make candles, we make incense, we make body care. So that goes to like your body butters, your body oils, soap. Yes.
I love me some soap.
Well, thank you. I think your favorite
Cocoa
is
Amber.
opulent. Was it Cocoa Amber? I think you fell in love with opulent. It was like everything should be in opulent. Remember when we went to the retreat and you were
Maybe.
like opulent, opulent. But yeah, Cocoa Amber is that girl. She
Yes.
is. She is. It's
She's
everybody's
classic.
favorite. Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah.
All the way down to things that are really like functional. So we have magnesium spray, which is really good for anxiety, tight muscles.
You know what? I don't want to interrupt you, but there was somebody talking about going through menopause.
Yeah.
And they were like, you got to get this spray from Divine Purity. I wake up in the middle of the night and I spray it on me and I can, go back to sleep.
Are you talking about the Cool and Mist?
Yeah. She was like, girl, she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to somebody else, but I was sitting right there. And she was like, this spray by Divine Purity, it just does, it works.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
And even the way, like, it is just not, like, whenever I'm coming up with things, it's not like I sit back and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to make that. That is not how it came up. So with the cooling spray, the way that this came up is that we were doing a market and it was hot. It was so hot at this market. And I had my shower steamer spray, that's aromatherapy for the shower. You spray your shower walls. And it was hot. And I was like, okay, I know what I put in this. And I know that as soon as it hits me, it's going to cool me off. And I sprayed it and it cooled me off. But I smelled like a peppermint patty. And I was like, I don't want to smell like this. So it was almost like have you ever watched Good Doctor?
Mm-mm.
You should watch Good Doctor.
Okay.
I think you would like Good Doctor. But anyway, in Good Doctor, Sean was the main character, and Sean would have these, like, whenever he would have complicated surgeries, they would show, like, a picture of his brain firing, and he would be putting things together in his mind, okay, like, to show how he could solve this problem. I had a Good Doctor moment right there, and I was like, oh, I know what does this does this, and this does this, and then I can come with an undertone of vanilla to soften that, and so then I'll just be smelling beautiful, and I'll be cool at the same time. So I went home, and I ordered those ingredients.
That is so cool.
And I made it, and it worked the first time. And from there, it's just a given that people come through and they'll get it, and they'll spray it whenever they get out of the shower when those pores are open. And yes, they sleep like a baby.
That's what she said, girl. You need to get this because it works. And I was like, that is Miss Cassandra all the way.
Thank
It
you.
works. I love it.
Okay, I need you to smell that.
I'm smelling it. It's very potent.
She said, oh, I don't need to just like keep smelling it because it's loud.
I smell it. I think this is my side.
Halo.
Yeah, this reminds me of my shower spray, my lemongrass shower spray.
For right now.
For right now.
Yes. Okay.
So, okay, you started Divine Purity as mentoring. Talk to us a little bit about like the inspiration that your grandmother had on Divine Purity.
So when she first moved in, like I said, I was already doing natural hair care. And she moved in like August of 2009. Well, by that December, they gave her 6 months to live. They were like, she had kidney failure, she had congestive heart failure, she had just a whole lot of things that were not working in her favor. And so from there, we took a plant-based approach, and that worked. And my grandmother lived for 2 years. So the reason why I have while all of our things that we make are plant-based, it is what I use to commemorate the fact that we use a plant-based diet to prolong her life. So that's the story behind that. So the latter part, whenever I rebranded in 2020, there was a story, and I'm going to share it. So when I was 14 years old, I got pregnant, and my grandmother, I didn't know this at the time, but I was made to have an abortion. And for many, 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 many years, I was upset about it, but I didn't know that I felt a certain type of way. You know how when you're going through life and things are happening, you go through the motions. And so after she moved in, our relationship was still really good. But grandma used to have a habit of calling me in the room late at night to let me know what she wanted to be buried in. And I was just like, we're not having this conversation. I am not interested in talking about your burial outfit. No, thank you. So this particular night, I decided to ask my grandmother about her childhood. And when I did, I had no idea how it would change my life. So she went on to tell me about her childhood. My grandmother started having children at the age of 14. She was married. My grandmother had a total of 10 children. My mom is the baby. My mom had me at the age of 15. And then I turned around and got pregnant at the age of 14. So what my grandmother did was she was doing her best to break a generational curse, is what she was doing. And I didn't know that at the time. So I took my knowledge from that after I processed it. And all of my candles, if you notice something, they're named particular fragrances. They're named harmony, gratitude, love, positivity. Cocoa Amber is the mama of the group, and patience. And those are all of the experiences that I had over that period of time of being able to process the information. And I feel like in order to really break generational things, those 5 elements are very necessary. They're needed. And then Cocoa Amber, there has to be wisdom that is there. And that is what Cocoa Amber actually represents. It represents Black woman wisdom. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So that is
so deep.
Yeah, that's the influence. It's not, like I said, I'm not just out here making things. Divine Purity has been transformational for me in my own personal journey as I went back and I dealt with some of the things in my past. And it really just helped me make peace with all the things. So that's the influence that she has had on me.
How do you make peace with all the things? What does it look like?
Oh, what does it look like? Girl, processing, and not only processing, giving things space and room to just be. And I think the other thing is, I don't think that we talk about it enough. We like to jump to conclusions about what things mean. I think when you have these meaningful conversations, and hopefully the person is open enough, or maybe you have enough discernment to be able to get through the rubbish, because sometimes when you're dealing with other unhealed people, you have to sort through the things in order to get to the truth of the matter. You have some things to sort through, and that's not always comfortable. It's not always pretty. And then there are times whenever you just gotta let it go and realize that you're never going to be able to get the thing that you desired. I heard something the other day, And it's really changed the way that I view relationships, period. It doesn't matter who it's with. So, you hear a lot of the therapy talk, and the thing that always comes up is accountability. Accountability, accountability, accountability. Well, what I heard the other day is that accountability takes agreement. It takes two people agreeing on a certain standard of values in order for them to be able to be held accountable, or vice versa. And if you already know from the beginning that your value systems are not the same, your expectations of what's supposed to happen has to change. They have to shift. You have to decide what type of relationship or how you want to be in relationship with someone who does not share the same value system. And that's at a core level. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is deep.
Yeah.
That is so true, that the two people do at the core have to agree at the very least.
At the very least.
Like, we agree on this one thing.
On this one thing, if the value system is off a lot, then there's absolutely no way that whomever you're dealing with will be able to be held accountable, because they don't deem the things that are important to you as important to them.
Yeah.
So it will always be friction on some level.
Man, y'all, this is going to be that kind of conversation. So, talk a little bit about, okay, you've got something called pause.
Yes.
Coming, right?
Yes.
Which I love. Miss Cassandra and I met at a retreat for Black business women owner. Well, how do I say it? Black women
own business. Black owned. We know what we're saying.
Yes, entrepreneur. Black women entrepreneurs.
And listen, that's a mocktail. Nothing.
I'm trying to think how to say it. For Black women who own businesses. That was hosted by Miss Tamara, owner of Spark the Firm. Miss Tamara was on season 1 of the podcast. So if you haven't watched the episode, she dropped a bunch of nuggets as well. But that retreat was so needed, and it was about Black women knowing that they needed to retreat. They needed to intentionally rest and to pause. And so that is what this episode is called. My guests never know what the episodes are called until either I say it during the episode or until it's posted. But brown girls can take divine pauses. And I will be honest, today I am, and I may get emotional, I am exhausted. Yeah. So if you are watching this, and I'm glad that I am, I'm in a space, and I've been in a space where I can be vulnerable and I can be honest about where I am currently. This is heavy. Because it is not Shateria can. It's brown girls, and I feel the weight of carrying this mission for brown girls. But today I missed my mom, and I just had to pause. Like, I had meetings, I had all these things, and I just was like, you have got to take a divine pause. And so what does that mean for you? Like, when you, what does it mean to pause? How did you come up with that concept, and what is it?
So pause. I said something about therapy talk. Like everything now is so loud. Social media is so dramatic. Like everything is just like all in your face. And there's this expectation that you're always supposed to be working on something. And if you're not working on the thing, then you're not grinding.
Yeah.
You're not being successful. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Well, you can't do that with the tired body, with the tired mind. Whenever you've been called to do a particular thing and operate in purpose, right? Your mind, there has to be a point where your mind is able to catch a break. And so with pause, pause is a day event where there are no decisions that you have to make other than which food item you're going to eat. The day is completely planned for you. It is not packed full of things. There'll be gentle yoga. There will be an art therapist that's there.
That.
So, you're going to be coloring or creating something with your hands. There'll be a person who will be doing sound healing. And then I am going to do my immersive candle making class, which is not a candle. Like you come out with a candle, but it's much deeper than, oh, I'm making a candle. You're tapping into yourself, into your emotions. So you're really in your body.
Yeah.
That's creating something that is commemorative of the moment that you had for yourself. It is in Rising Fawn, Georgia, in the woods. So
We love that.
yes, so the back door lifts up. The mountains are there smiling at you, and so it's a very peaceful and serene opportunity. And it's just like that moment. Like I don't want to do a healing circle where we're coming together where there's something that needs to be fixed. You're okay just where you are, and you are enough just where you are. And that is how I came up with pause. It wasn't necessarily for rest. It was necessary to quieten the noise because we have so much of it.
Yeah.
So much of it. So just stop. Just stop.
Yeah. She posted something. It was a 60-second reel where she was talking. It was like a guided 60-second meditation. And I was like, you need to put this on YouTube. Like, you need to do them because there are so many YouTubers or so many channels of content that, they have like 8 hours of just these people just talking, and it's very calming, and you just put it on. Sometimes I put them on my on my TV, and I'll clean up or I'll start doing something. And it's just good to have it like in the background. Sometimes I listen to abundance meditations or luxury meditations.
What's a luxury meditation?
They just do affirmations about I align with wealth.
Okay.
I align with abundance. I enjoy luxurious things like me. So I've been seeing the word. So I am really on this spiritual journey where I see number synchronicities. Yeah.
What's yours? Mine's 222.
I see all of them.
Yeah.
I see any 3-digit single number. I see all of them. But here lately, I've been saying 144 everywhere, and I see 911. If I posted the number of times that I see those numbers, in addition to like your 555, your 333, people would be like, "What is?" Something is up. So I keep that to myself. I keep it, my personal journey. But yeah, it's when you speaking to all of the noise and stuff, like when you really do quiet down and you do take those pauses, you hear other things, you see other things, and other things are able to like communicate with you and to you if you're, not so tuned in. So it's like frequency. Like if I'm not listening to this radio station, I'm listening to this one. My frequency is just different. And so I think too, somebody else that I interviewed on the podcast, they were like, you're not like everybody else.
No, you're free. You're free. There, and you can tell. You can tell that there is, or a better word is you're open. I think that it takes a special kind of courage to be open to like how big everything is, and when you're paying attention and when you're tapped in, just the amount of movement that you get from the spiritual realm and what speaks to you and like all the things.
Yeah.
And you don't box yourself in, and I think that that's the reason why you're able to experience life on the level that you do, is because you're not boxed in. You hear, you're open to where it comes from, not necessarily the thing that it comes from, but the message that is within the thing that it comes from.
Yeah. And two, I think really it started when we did the retreat, me healing that that thing where I always had to like feel like I was being productive.
Mm-hmm.
What is that about in Black women?
You know what? For me, I think that is about constant approval to a degree, like wanting, like being busy. That means that you're a good mom. Always being able to show up to all your friends' things. That means you're a good friend. Being able to film 30,000 podcasts in a month. That means that people want to talk to me. I think that there's a certain level of the ego that is being fed by the busyness. But I don't think that busyness is always productive when
two different things.
They are. And I think that a lot of times people get those two things confused. They look busy, but they're not productive.
Man.
Yeah.
Have you retired your Superwoman cape?
Oh, girl, yes, honey. Let me tell you something. I got to cross my legs on this one. I took my Superwoman cape off in December, and I'm so proud of myself. I didn't even realize I had worn it for so long because it had become a part of my identity. And then, perimenopause is real. There's something that happens after you get over a certain age, where all your dams just go away. Like you don't give a damn about nothing. Okay. And so this last season, some things shifted with the holiday market and all those things. And so I was doing markets back to back, because what ends up happening is that the money that we make during the last quarter is the money that keeps us afloat during the time that the market is not functioning. So, we had to figure out how we were going to make that money because of the shifts that happened. And we were going. Girl, I couldn't wait. It was the first weekend of December. And my last market was, I think, December the 6th. And it took everything in me to actually do that. Whenever that market was over, I took my stuff inside our workspace and I dropped it. And I didn't touch my workspace. I would walk through it. I didn't feel guilty about leaving that stuff alone. I didn't feel guilty about not being in a creative space. I felt zero guilt, and I laid around for however long I wanted to. Sometimes it was days. Sometimes it was for an hour here and I would do, a little bit here. But the moment that my body signaled that it was time for me to sit down, I sat down because the question I had to ask myself, what am I doing this for?
Mm-hmm.
Like real talk, like this busy energy that you feel like you have to have, like who am I doing this for? And I had to realize that I'm not behind, I'm right on time.
Yes.
And that's the thing that keeps me, mm, no, not gonna do that.
And I think too, people, not just Black women, not just women, people have such a challenge with sitting in silence, with doing nothing. People try to fill the gaps in with something because it's just you sit with you or you sit with you, and it's scary. It's loud when it's quiet. And I think that be the problem.
I definitely think that it's hard. It's not hard for girl. Let me tell you something. Here we go
It
again.
used to be hard for me.
I looked at, I think I may have posted it. I looked at my Life 360, and on Monday it says, been home since Wednesday. So it was like that Wednesday, like I hadn't left. Really hadn't, like I'm a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
And there is nothing, I appreciate stillness. And I think a lot of that for me comes from, when I did have children, I had my first one at 19 and then I had my second one at 22. Okay. So all of my years, my younger years were filled with doing mom things.
Right.
And so I didn't have like there was no shortage of the noise, right? Of doing
Things.
of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, girl, I love a quiet moment when I can just sit still, nod off. Like I don't like having a busy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I like sitting still.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Probably more than I should because, it looks like I'm kind of isolated, but it's because I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot because I didn't have that. But I also understand the part where you say sitting by yourself, because when you sit with yourself, some stuff comes up.
A lot.
Yeah, some stuff comes up.
A lot, because we don't really, you go through life and you don't realize how much of your life is filled with stuff. Like it's filled with going. It's filled with, like when we're kids, we're taught, okay, well, I don't want to say we're taught, but it is ingrained in us to have extracurricular activities. So after school, where you've been around all these people all day, you've been interacting with your friends and with teachers, then you get out of school and then you go to softball. And then after softball, you go to piano lessons, or then after that it's dinner. And then after dinner, you're still on social media. Like it's never a time where in life you have nothing. And so these past few weeks, I've been off social media, and the nonprofit that I work for, we're going through like this blackout phase where we're redefining and rebranding. And so I haven't had to wake up like with an alarm. And I just I realized that, damn, this is the first time, like even with Simply Props, I would set myself an alarm to wake up, to be productive, to go build, to make sure I'm posting, because I was in that entrepreneurial, because don't get it twisted, you can be on a rat race for corporate America, but then there's still another rat race of entrepreneurship that people don't discuss and people don't talk about, and it is a very real thing. But when you get to a place where like you can wake up when your body says to wake up, and like you don't reach for your phone, it's just like it is the most beautiful sensation of like, it's almost like vacation, but like here.
And I think that that's the beauty of it, is that there is it's almost to the point where, like you said, it's ingrained in you to always be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you finally slow down, you realize that none of it is necessary. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if you're working a job, yeah, you got to be there on time, because that's what
Yeah.
pays your bills. But in the realm of entrepreneurship, that stuff is going to be there. Deadlines are true. Deadlines, it's like I'm not just talking about like free nilly, like
Yeah.
you're just out here just doing what you want to do. But if you build your life in a way that feels good, and that the time that you use to do the things that are productive,
Mm-hmm.
you can wake up and enjoy those slow moments where everything doesn't feel like you have to hurry up and do it, because there's nothing that rushes you. We've just been trained that there's something that's going to pass us by, and nothing ever passes us by.
No.
Ever.
Yeah.
Right
Nothing
on time.
that is meant for you will pass you by. And that is something that I have been really tapped into. Like I said, I've been seeing, I didn't finish that thought, me being, awakened or aware of, all these numbers and synchronicities. I have just now started seeing the word synchronicities. Like I'll see the word. I was sitting in the Taco Bell drive-thru the other night, and my spirit was just like, do you remember that song Rich by August Alsina and Kurt Cobain? I think this is Kurt something. He's a rapper. Anyway, it's like, I want to be rich. Don't see nothing wrong with wanting more. Okay. I want to be rich.
Hey.
So I was like, oh, yeah, I want to hear that song. So I started playing it. Mind you, I'm sitting in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I had been seeing the word lux and luxury for like a week on like Facebook. It'd be like, don't you want to book this Lux trip? And, luxury at its best. And so I'm in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I started listening to the song, and then I get to the thing to place my order, and I look up, and how about Taco Bell has a Lux value meal? Mm-hmm.
Taco Bell. Lux. I like it.
I was like, okay, I hear you. What are some of those moments for you that you're like, okay, I hear you?
I have them so often.
Mm-hmm.
Mine comes in the way of dreams. Like, I'm a dreamer, and I'm trying to think of the most. You know what? I remember the most recent one. So, I was talking to ChatGPT.
It's my best friend.
Okay, I love me some ChatGPT. And we were talking about the perfume, and I was going through the motions, and ChatGPT gave me a number, like that it suggested, and I was just like, I'm scared. Like, I was literally scared, because I was just like, not because I don't feel like I'm valuable. That's not it. It was just kind of like, this is putting me into a different territory than what I'm used to. So I'm being stretched.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then our girl Jilly from Philly dropped this song called Be Great. She says, I'm going to go ahead and be great, because why not?
Why not?
And I was listening to it. And at that point, I was mixing. And I was like, you need to go and be great. And it's like all the things that I come across It's people that are overcoming fears. And mine is, I've been doing this now since like full time for like 13, 14 years. And so the initial fear of doing this business, it's gone. Like, I'm accepted. Like, people like it. People love it. People order it. Like,
household name.
It is. And I'm proud of
Yes.
that. But, when you're moving into a different arena where, we're not talking about body spray, baby. I mean, I got a whole perfume. Like, it's got a perfume bottle. It's going to have a look. That comes with a different feel than, oh, I make a sugar scrub.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I make whatever. You know what I mean?
It's a different league.
It is a completely different league. And I think that everything now that I've come in contact with now has encouraged me to move forward in confidence in this new chapter, even though it's so funny. It's not new, but it's ever so new. It's going to require a different level of confidence with introducing this into the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read a quote the other day that said, "It's not scary, it's new, or it's different." I don't know if they said new or different, but yeah, it's not scary so much. It's just different. It's new. How do you handle uncharted territory?
Girl, I just keep going. Like, that whole thing, do it afraid, do it scared. Like, I don't know that a thing won't work unless I try it.
Yeah.
And I've talked myself out of doing so much, out of old loops, in your mind. Well, what if? Well, what happens if I flip that? So what if it's great?
Yeah.
I think we have a tendency to always look at the negative, but what happens if this actually works the way I envisioned, the way that God showed me that it would work?
Yeah.
If I do the work, or if it's better than what I could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. So that's how I deal with uncharted territory. I now keep going because I figured out that, I need people, but the person that needs to show up first is myself for me. Ooh. It's me for me. And if I'm doing that work, you best believe that energy is going to transfer, and it's going to attract all the people that are meant to experience what I have brought into this world.
Now, speaking of you attracting, tell us about who just had your stuff in the back of their TikTok.
Girl. And it was totally like, it was crazy. So, the girl, her real name is Ebony, but it's Jasmine's Garden. She has like 5.4, like, she has a lot of followers. I might be exaggerating somewhere, but it's like 1 million and something odd followers. I know that to be factual, but it may be more than that. And I got a text message, a message on Messenger, and somebody had screenshot it, and they was like, "Look, girl," and I looked, and I was like, "Wait, what?" So I run over to TikTok, and I get on the live, and I'm like, and so this is the thing, and then I'm going to tell the story. On TikTok, I don't talk about none of my business at all. Like, I mean, occasionally I might dabble in there, but that's a place where I get to be free because being an entrepreneur, it takes up so much of your time. So I like to have a small separation where I'm not always on. So that's part of my pause too. So I hopped on her TikTok, and I was like, under my regular name that I use, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's our stuff, in the background. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I used Cocoa Amber last night in my prayer." And I was like, "What?" And so she was like, "Yeah, I love your stuff." And she pointed to it, and she was like, "You must have given it to me as a gift, at some point." She was like, "But I love your stuff." And so then someone commented and was like, "What's the website to the oil?" And she was like, I'm not really sure what the website is, but she was like, hey, can you type your website here for the followers to know where to get the oil at? She was like, I'm completely fine with that. And then I typed it in, girl. I saw, now it didn't go like crazy, but it was kind of cool to see. I got on my website and you could actually see all the people from all over actually checking out my website. So it was a really cool moment to shine in a very unexpected way. It was just it was sweet. And to me, that was a nudge to say, you know what? Hey, you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when and I'm not a bragger. I'm proud, but I'm not a bragger. So, you know, Stedman, I did gifts for a gala out in LA. I was able to meet Stedman back in 2023. And he's a really cool man. I made a gift for him in Oprah. You know, so that happened. When Usher came here, I know some stuff was in there for Usher from here. So Chattanooga has done a really good job at making sure they're very inclusive to include Divine Purity and all their gift giving to the people who come around to let people know that we exist. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for opportunities like that. It's like kind of sweet little nudges to say, hey, you don't know where you might go someday. So,
and she's in the Biltmore.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. All organic. It's not, I'm not, there you have it. I ain't chasing nothing.
Right.
Because I don't have to. Mm-hmm. I'm chasing nothing.
I love it.
I'm staying true to me.
Yeah. And that's what I think makes those nudges that much more sweet, is because those opportunities are attracted to me from me being me, and me being me in the best way, in the most authentic way, in the most potent way. I have not switched up. I ain't changed. Like, this is me. It's what you see is what you get. And I love when people are their true authentic self. That is where everything opens up. That's like,
it's magic.
It's like, why would you want to go anywhere else or be anybody else when your lane? I just love my lane.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that, like, my brain thinks the way that it does, and I can go from concept to, like, making it a tangible thing. And I love the fact that nobody else thinks like me, and I just love that. And I just would not want to be nobody else.
But I also love the fact, I have to say this about you, Shateria. You are one of the most genuine people that I've ever met. Oh. And it has been amazing to watch you flourish, watch you bloom. And still be able to hold that special thing about yourself. It's you are a delight. And I do love witnessing, like having, you know, it may not always be a front row seat, but I get to be in the stand. and I love that. You encourage me, you inspire me. Like, I see you. I see this brown girl came with a whole lot of stuff, and I'm just like, look at her go. Like, everything that you want, you go for it, and if you don't get it, you get real close, and then you go get it. You go get it again.
Because I just feel like we just don't have a lot of time. Like, life is so short, and I think by both of my parents passing away, by me being a child that grew up with, you know, being raised by my grandmother, I'm just like, I'm gonna do it regardless of, like, you know, it really is that saying, like, shoot for the moon because you'll land among the stars. It's almost like, why not? Like,
I'm going to go ahead and be great because why not?
it's just because if I have an idea, like, I'm just a firm believer that if you are given an idea and a concept in your head, now, granted, not all ideas are meant for you to do, but I do think that you are given those ideas for a purpose. Now, whether the purpose is for you to make them manifest or you to give them to somebody else that may be in their lane, because I do think that we do carry visions and ideas as a birthplace for other people sometimes, like a surrogate. But I just don't think that we are given all these ideas. It's like that saying that the graveyard is like the richest place, because so many people die and they don't die empty. And I'm just not okay with the even the thought of dying without trying or dying without attempting, especially now that this purpose or this brand is attached to a community. It's attached to a population of Black women, teens and girls. It's like the world has to see them. It's so weird. It's the passion that fuels this thing is really not me. Like, I'm working right now on doing a museum style project where I honor Black women who shaped Chattanooga and Hamilton County. And just to see like all of the rich history across all genres, like community, church, entrepreneurship, sports, fashion, arts and media, like, it is mind-blowing, because it's like, dang, we be doing it.
Greatness. Seriously.
We be doing it, and we be doing it first.
And don't get the credit for it.
Like, and so I'm so convinced that somebody, you are the blueprint for somebody. And nobody will know what to do or how to do it if you don't try, if you don't mess up, if you don't try to do it and figure it out, and you become the resource for other people. I don't think that we view ourselves in a high enough regard or in a more confident space to actually like step out on. When you talk about stepping out on faith, it's not just talking about church and religion, and that's like for you in your real like daily life, you know? So I just don't want to die full of things.
And I don't believe that you will.
So
don't believe that you will.
Is there anything that you want to say to brown girls? I always ask the final question, but before I ask it, is there anything that you want to say?
I think we've covered a lot. Mm-hmm. I think that this will do exactly what it's meant to do, and I'm fine with it.
Okay, so I'll ask the final question. You finish this statement. I am proof that brown girls can
pivot.
I love it. All right, y'all. Visit. Where can they get your products? And give me one last. Ooh, this one turned kind of sweet. But this one was, I had picked this one. I love that. Mm-hmm. I like them together.
You are like the second person that has said
like,
that.
That's like Tabitha Brown.
You are the second person.
When they say they put them, rub them together, mm-hmm. or wear them together.
Mm-hmm. Like I have not done that. I have a favorite.
This one is my favorite, but I'm saying like sitting here with both of them being so aromatic.
Yeah.
you can't, you know how when you go into Bath and Body Works or like a store without a smell, because you like, it just smells good with everything combined. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Well, what I was saying is that I'm going to try it now. Like, I haven't ever thought to put them together because I have a favorite.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's a favorite. Yeah. One of those are my absolutely favorites. But anyhow, yeah.
I love it. Okay, so tell the people where they can shop, where they can follow you, and how they can participate in a pause.
Yeah. So, our website is www.divinepurity. Divine is spelled with an I, not an E. So Divine Purity.
Who spells it with an E?
Girl, you would not believe the amount of deep. You would not believe it.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, they do. They do. And I'm just like, where you get that from? But anyway, divinepurity.co. And then I am on all social media platforms under Divine Purity. And pause. I have not made the tickets live yet because I'm in my head. Yep, I'm going to get out of it. Like, I'm going to work on it. And so they will be on Eventbrite. And then if you follow any of the social medias, I will post exactly when those will go on sale. It is April the 11th. I do have the cost. The cost is $175, but it includes literally everything that I mentioned, including lunch. And then I'm going to have fresh juice. Like it is a day of nourishing yourself in all the ways. So
I love that. We love that. We support that here at Brown Girls Can. Thank you, Miss Cassandra.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Y'all know to follow us on social media, visit our website for future events and merch and all the things Brown Girls Can. Until the next one, y'all remember to take your divine pauses because they are so important for you and for those that you serve, okay? All right, until the next episode. Bye, y'all. Thanks for vibing with us on Brown Girls Can, the podcast. If you felt this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with your girl gang. You can catch us on social media on Instagram at Brown Girls Can, the podcast, and on Facebook at Brown Girls Can. And remember, you are already everything you are becoming. So until next time, keep showing up, glowing up, and choosing you. Always remember that you can do anything.